Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel.
It's Melicia.
Shout out to my 10-year-old niece Sunra for lending her vocals. Whew. Y'all, it's been a long time coming, but we are here. I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed. My 90-day replay viewers, I love you. I appreciate you. You've done more than I think you even know. I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time now, years. But it's daunting. It was daunting for me, at least, to start something without a partner or a big company or name behind me. But interacting with you and learning from you and receiving your positive feedback has given me that extra push, that boost of confidence that I needed to maximize this time and this opportunity that I have. And I appreciate you. I always will. No matter where this life or career takes me, I appreciate you. I just want to let you know that before we get into the Q&A. Also, I know everybody and their mama has a YouTube channel. I want to make my intention clear for mine. I enjoy conversations around self-improvement, relationships, healing, spirituality, all of that. I can talk about it all day. I am that person who at a party, you'll catch me vibing for a minute, but eventually I'm going to be in the corner talking to a new friend I met about life and probably about what they're going through, what I'm going through. I'm that girl. So I want to have those conversations here to make my intention clear. The whole theme for this community is grow with me. At least that's the theme right now. I want to share with you what I'm learning, what I've learned, and I want you to do the same. We're all growing together here. In addition to that, I want a space where I can create what I want.
I know that's all right.
Where I make the rules, where I'm the boss.
Hell to the yeah.
And creating a YouTube channel is the first step in creating that larger space. And this video is my baby step. Look, sometimes you have to break things down into baby steps so you don't feel overwhelmed or intimidated to get started. So you're witnessing the process for me. This is a baby step. All right, let's get into our Q&A. Thank you to everyone who submitted a question, by the way. At Nakaya Mommy. It's a pretty name, Nakaya. I hope I'm saying it correctly. If I'm not, please forgive me. What made you want to be a journalist? And how were you brought to ET for 90 Day Fiancé? What are the behind the scenes of you making those videos? What made me want to be a journalist? As a teenager, I wanted to be an actress and a model. That's a career that I was pursuing. I would say heavy then, but by the time it was time for me to go to college, I decided I want to be a talk show host because I like to entertain and I like to provide people with helpful information. And also, I want a career where I can be myself. I want to get paid for being myself. So I went to the Howard University, and once I got there, everybody wanted to be a talk show host in my media program. And it was discouraging. I'm like, everybody wants to be one? And back then, I was operating more out of a scarcity mentality. It just felt like competition. And I took myself out of the race. I said, well, maybe I'll just be a television producer. Maybe I'll just stay behind the scenes. So I ended up getting my degree in television and film production. And once I graduated, I had a year off. I did some internships and worked here and there, but I had time to really figure out what my next move was gonna be. And I still had that on-camera bug. I love Lisa Ling. If you know, you know. Phenomenal storyteller. And I love Viceland for their documentaries. And I'm like, I wanna tell stories like Lisa and these Viceland journalists and travel the world and have the control that you can have on camera. There's a lot of control that producers have behind the scenes, but in certain environments in front of the camera, you get to create the atmosphere. And I still had that bug. I decided, hey, it's my dream to live in Los Angeles. I'm gonna go there and go to school. So fast forward, I moved out to LA and went to USC for grad school to study journalism with a specialization in entertainment news and documentary storytelling. Which brings me to Nakaya's second question. How were you brought to ET for 90 Day Fiancé? I know there has been some confusion about this, so let me clear it up. I work for Entertainment Tonight. I work for ET, and I report on 90 Day Fiancé. I don't work for 90 Day Fiancé, and I don't work for TLC. That's first. Okay, well, how was I brought to ET, and how did 90 Day Fiancé come about, or me recapping 90 Day Fiancé come about? While I was in grad school at USC in 2018, I was in a year program for my master's. One of my professors used to work at ET, and she brought some of the team at ET in because they were looking for new producers or talent for the streaming platform that they were launching. I put a bug in the executive's ear, like, hey, I'm about to graduate. I would love to be a part of this new project you have. Fast forward, out of grad school, I was hired at ET on the streaming platform as a producer. And they were also looking for on-camera talent. My boss knew early on, I think in the interview process, I told him that my goal is to be on camera, but I was so green. So he understood that that's a goal of mine, but I also made it clear that I'm a producer right now, so I'm gonna be the best producer that I can be. That being said, they were bringing in people and auditioning them for the role, and they would need somebody to stand in every now and then. So I would be prepared, y'all, camera ready at work every day, making sure I'm up to date on the news. And every time they put me in there to read with somebody, I just did my best. And it got to a point where my boss at the time came to me and he said, it was a few days before my 25th birthday. And he said, Melicia, I think we're gonna give you the job.
I'm Melicia Johnson.
Oh my goodness, to go from basically giving up on my dream of being a talk show host at Howard to now getting hired to host at ET without much experience felt like getting back in the ring and ending up with a full knockout. It proved to me that what is for you is for you, and you just gotta be in position. I was so grateful for that opportunity. I still am. It changed my life. So I became a host, hosting alongside some very talented individuals who knew what they were doing. So I learned a lot from them. That was my introduction into ET. And, you know, with companies, things change, but I've been able to stay with ET. And during the pandemic, an opportunity came up for me to interview one of the 90 Day Fiancé stars. Ariella was actually my first 90-day interview. And I remember the rep for TLC being really impressed with the interview. So much so that my manager asked me, do you want to do a recap show of 90 Day Fiancé? Because I already was a fan. I was already watching the show. And I was like, yeah, why not? So from scratch, I was like, how does a recap show look? I was looking up recap shows and trying to put it together. And this is actually my first 90-day, what is called 90-day replay now, but my first 90-day recap video for ET. Part 2 of Before the 90 Days Season 4 Tell-All answered a lot of our burning questions. And it also had us side-eyeing Tom.
Did you ask Avery out on a date?
Yes, she's an attractive woman.
Tom, did you also ask Stephanie out?
Yeah, but she's hot. I would like to go out with Steph.
So yeah, that was my first video in 2020, now 2023. It's grown and it's blossomed, and I'm just so appreciative to ET for giving me the opportunity to not only host this show, but to write it and to produce it and to be myself and to have thought-provoking conversations and build a community with you. I'm so grateful. And when it comes to the behind the scenes process, I actually have a video on Instagram that breaks my process down. I'll put the link below for you to check it out. Michelle Garcia, I know you had a question about my career path. Hopefully everything I just said answers what you want to know. Ohana999 says, favorite couple this season? Season 5 of The Other Way, hands down, Kenny and Armando. They are the least problematic couple on this show. I think in the 90 Day universe as a whole. Maybe. I love Lauren and Alex too. Who shocked me the most? Ooh, Mary. Mary and her jealous behavior. In the beginning of the season, oh my goodness.
I was sitting next to a girl and Mary was overthinking, so I got switched to an empty seat.
When you hear about stories like that, they end up ending really bad. I'm talking first 48 bad. Brandon can't sit next to a girl on the plane and he's coming to see you? Yeah, that was shocking. How do you go about getting someone like Shekinah out of such a toxic relationship? Okay, for those of you who don't know, Shekinah is from LA. She moved to Turkey to be with her boyfriend Sarper, who is controlling. He controls what she eats. He weighs her to make sure she's at a certain weight, but she likes it. She claims she likes it. And he's also admitted to sleeping with over 2,500 women, and it's at a point now where she doesn't even talk to her family anymore. If I knew someone in a position like that, I don't know what I would do, to be honest, because when something like that hits close to home, it's painful. I have had loved ones who are in relationships that I don't think are healthy and I don't approve of, but I've had to accept, and it's just a hard truth that you have to accept as you get older, is that people have to learn on their own. Some people are hard-headed, and it takes them going through a pretty bad situation to wake up. I would just hope and pray that they continue to be physically safe and that one day they indeed wake up. If an adult doesn't want to take heed of your advice, that's all you can do. It is what it is. Who is my hairstylist? Okay, one of my childhood friends did my braids, and I have a stylist in Atlanta who does my color. But for the most part, like my curly look, my silk press, that's all me. That is all me. I love doing hair. Even when I've had the option to have a hairstylist on set, I would come with my hair done. Oof, the worst feeling is being on camera and not liking your hair or your makeup. So I will come prepared. I know how to do my hair just like I like it, so I prefer to do it. All right, last question. The Alex Nicole Bell. How has it been navigating a career in media as a Black woman? It's been good. I will say though, I have a certain mindset based off of my life experiences so far. For instance, I have gone to predominantly Black schools most of my life, which in hindsight, I see as a blessing because I never felt the pressure or need to prove myself specifically as a Black girl or a Black woman. Early on, my focus became just being the best me that I can be. And I think that has helped me mentally as I navigate this industry. I will say I have stressed about switching up my hair too much, concerned that it may be an issue. But hey, it's therapeutic for me. Also, at Howard, they did a wonderful job preparing us for the reality that awaits us in the world. Specifically, I had a professor, Professor Reggie Ray. I was a theater minor at Howard. He was a costume designer. He has since passed. Phenomenal guy, completely changed my life. He didn't accept anything less than excellence. If it wasn't excellent, in the most unfiltered way, he would call you out. His class was like being hazed into a sorority or fraternity with the intention of preparing us for life in the entertainment industry. When I tell you I've never worked so hard up until that point, but I appreciate it so much because going above and beyond became the standard. It just became the baseline. And that definitely prepared me for entering into the industry. Those experiences, plus my parents sharing their insight and experiences, warned me of the challenges and prepared me to now when I encounter a barrier seemingly due to the color of my skin. Yes, I may get emotional about it momentarily, not in front of other people, but it does stir something up in you. I'm human. But instead of staying in that space, I look at it as an opportunity to get better at my craft. I look at it as an opportunity to use my inner skills, to find new strategies, and to show these people.
The work speaks for itself.
I try to live by the saying, everything is always working for my good, even when it doesn't look like it is. And my life experience so far has proved for that statement to be true. There have been times where I was completely devastated about something. And in hindsight, I can look back at that experience and see how, oh no, this really made room for this, or I needed to be humbled, you know? So I can see how everything in the past has worked to create the woman I am today, who I am proud of. All that to say, as a Black woman in media, of course, there are ups and downs that come with that. But I'm grateful that I'm in a place where I have found my voice and I'm able to be authentically me and get paid for it. And shout out to all the trailblazing Black women in media who have created that path for me to even have the opportunity to do that. So yeah, it's been good. Whew. All right, y'all, I think that's it for my first YouTube video. Oh, it feels good when you accomplish a goal. I know we talked about a lot today, and we can keep the conversation going in the comments. Let me know if there are any other topics you want to discuss. I'm down. Like I said, we're here to grow and learn together. And before we go, I want to leave you with this quote. A happy life is just a string of happy moments, but most people don't allow the happy moment because they're so busy trying to get a happy life. That is a quote from Esther Hicks. It's something that I need to repeat to myself every now and then. Stop focusing so much on the big picture and be present and make those little moments, or what appear to be little moments, count. All right, I'll see you next time.